The Viking who defied the storm. Leif Erikson's journey to Vinland.
In the late 10th century, amidst the icy winds and rugged landscapes of Greenland, a young Viking by the name of Leif Erikson had great dreams of adventure. He was the son of the famous Eric the Red, who had discovered and settled Greenland. Leif had grown up listening to stories of lands farther away and territories not yet explored, his heart afire with the yearning to carve his own path in the annals of history.
Leif was a tall, sturdy man with piercing blue eyes mirroring the cold seas he sailed. He had proven to be a brave and skilled navigator, to which all of his peers attested in respect. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Leif called his crew around a crackling fire. "Tomorrow, we sail west," he announced. "There are lands beyond the ocean, rich with resources and fertile soil. We will find them and make them our own." The following morning, Leif and his crew set sail on their sturdy longship, the Sea Serpent. The journey was full of danger, with navigating through treacherous waters and battling fierce storms. However, with Leif's undying will and masterly seamanship, they still held their spirits high. After sailing for weeks, they finally saw the rugged coastline. This land was completely different from any they had ever seen, with dense forests, rolling hills, and an abundance of wildlife. Leif named this new land Vinland, after the wild grapes that grew in profusion along the shores. The crew landed and started exploring, amazed by the richness of the land. They built a small settlement, which they called Leifsbad Ir, and prepared to spend the winter there. Now, as the days began to get shorter and colder, they met the native people of Vinland, whom they called Skrælings. The first times were peaceful, with both sides being pretty curious and cautious. Leif tried to communicate and trade with Tama Euro, exchanging goods and learning their way of life. However, tensions slowly started to run high because of misunderstandings and apparent cultural differences. One autumn morning, crisp and fresh, the Vikings and Skrælings engaged in combat. Flying arrows and clashing axes resounded in the forest. Leif, with his strategic mind and fearless leadership, managed to rally his men and fend off the attackers. The Skrælings retreated, and the Vikings tended to their wounds, reflecting on the challenges of coexisting with these people in this new land. Though there was conflict, Leif knew that Vinland was a place of great promise. As winter gave way to spring, the settlement thrived, and the men became stronger and more skilled in their environment. So, Leif decided that it was time to go back to Greenland and share the news of their discovery. They packed their longship with valuable timber, grapes, and other resources and set sail across the Atlantic once more. The journey home was arduous, but he sailed back safely to Greenland with his unwavering determination and expert navigation. Upon arrival in Greenland, they were welcomed with awe and admiration. Leif shared stories of Vinland with the people, and it spread like wildfire, firing imaginations of people who wanted new opportunities and adventures. Such was the voyage of Leif Erikson to Vinland that it acquired the stature of a legend, a classic example of the never-back-down spirit of the Vikings. His discovery of the rich and fertile land to the west paved the way for future explorations and settlements, marking a landmark moment in the history of the indomitable Norsemen. Leif himself became a venerated figure, the very symbol of bravery and exploration that would inspire generations to come.